So how do you fit in your early morning hour of power if you're already getting up and going into work at 5 o'clock in the morning? So today's question comes from Eric. And he says, I'm a big believer in starting the day with some quiet time, meditation, exercise, or other reading. However, there are some people in my operation who start work at 5 a.m. and are up by 3:30 a.m. in order to get ready for work. Would you recommend that they get up even earlier to get their morning time? Or do you know of people who have their hour of power at a different time during the day? Eric. That's a great question, Eric. And for those of you who aren't familiar with it, people call this concept different things. Hal Elrod has a great book called The Miracle Morning. I know Tony Robbins talks about the hour of power. Some people call it the sacred 60 minutes. And the idea is the same. You know, I found talking to hundreds of highly successful people that a common theme is that they are waking up very early, often at 5 a.m., and they're putting their first hour of every day into themselves. And each routine's a little different, and there's different recommendations, but most of these people are using that time for some gratitude, some reflection, some writing or reading, and also some energizing habits, some light exercise. They're not skipping meals, they're making sure they're drinking plenty of water, all in that first hour. But as Eric said, 5 a.m. is bad enough, but what if you're already waking up at 3:30 a.m. to get to work? So no right answer, Eric. What I have heard is that most people will get up even earlier. So if you're waking up at 3:30 a.m. right now to go to work, you would get up at 2:30 a.m. to get in your hour of power. The idea is that you want to invest in yourself every day before anything else happens. Because if you put it off to a later time, it's just far more likely that things are going to come up and you're not going to be able to get to it. Or later in the day, when your motivation weakens, when your ability to control impulse also weakens, you're going to get to that time and be like, I'm too tired, you know, I'm going to go to bed, or I'm going to watch TV, or something like that. So the idea is, it's so important you want to do it the first thing in the morning. And if that means getting up at 2:30 a.m. to do your hour of power, it would also mean then rolling back your bedtime, whatever early hour that is, as well. But I want to go back, Eric, and say there's no one right answer. I can't imagine getting up at 2:30 in the morning to get that time in. So whether you go out to your car during your lunch break and get it in, whether you do it immediately after work, it just needs to become a habit, and a habit by definition is one that you're going to do every single day, whether you really are thinking about it or not. Hope that's helpful. Let me know how it goes with your hour of power. And for everyone else out there, just send me an email, kevin@kevinkruse.com, if you've got a question about productivity, leadership, entrepreneurship that you'd like to hear me answer. Thanks a lot.